Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. I had some issues with my software that I was using, but I just reset my laptop and now everything's working, so I'm glad I got that. Otherwise, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do for videos this week? Anyway, today we're going to be doing an entry. Sorry that this chair is very squeaky. I don't know why it's squeaky. Before that entry, I do have a couple drawings that I drew up, and I'll show those to you guys right now. This first one's called The Hustler. I think I did a pretty good job with this one. The face, specifically on this guy, was pretty well done. Reminds me of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, my favorite anime of all time. And for those of you watching, yes, today is JoJo Day. Yes, Steel Ball Run did get announced to be animated, which I'm so happy for. I freaking love Steel Ball Run. Alright, and the second page of drawing that I have is just a bunch of different doodles and sketches. Let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite, because I'm very curious. So, up top, I had some faces. I didn't really know what I was going to do on this page. Right here, we have Mojito the Mosquito that I made, and I thought he was pretty cool. Then we have some extra doodles and arts, and then we have like a little bit of a Wojak. He kind of looks like he's from the Amazing World of Gumball a little bit. I'll bring it a little bit closer so you guys can look. I put a light in front of my laptop, so the lighting actually looks a little bit better in these videos as I'm recording them. But yeah, let me know which one of those was your favorite. And now, let's get into the tea. The tea of the week, if you will. So this is from April 9th of 2025. Currently, I'm just chilling, waiting for my teammates to finish what they're working on for the project. A member just found a unit error that could help us bring an estimate of 5 million down to about 1 million. This is why he'll get paid the big bucks later in life. For this project, I decided to take the writing portion of it and had been done with it for a while. It just sucks now because I would like to help, but I don't know how. I suppose I should be patient and wait until someone summons me. Earlier in the week, I got initiated into an elite group of academics that take into account both scholastic excellence and outstanding character. Since I am now a member of this group, I am now bound to keep my everyday routine up, which shouldn't be hard for obvious reasons. Despite this boost in confidence, I will not use it to bolster my ego, for I am working on killing that part of me. I believe that if I remove any sense of ego, it will further bring me success and knowledge. It's why I started to ask professors even some possibly stupid questions. It's also why I admit to them when I don't understand something. I'm lucky that they care about my education enough to genuinely put me on the right path. To be fair, I do pay for these classes, so I might as well use my resources. Peace. Ego. Ego, ego, ego. It is a terrible thing to have, in my opinion. Over the past couple of years of my life, ego is something that gets brought up a lot in video games, and you see it a lot, but it also obviously appears in real life. Ego, in my opinion, you should work on keeping that down and harnessing into this like small portion of yourself. Because when you get an ego, you end up doing stupid things. You might compromise your reputation. You might throw away all of your hard work that you've been working towards because you end up making one stupid move and then you regret it for the rest of your life or for a very long time. I personally have not tried to bolster my own ego. When I play video games specifically, because I have hit Apex Predator and I've been the 39th Pred, which is like super high up tier wise when it comes to the video game I play, which is Apex Legends. When I play with people and they're not doing too hot, or I'm playing public games and we lose or something, I don't go, oh, you're trash, I'm better than you, because they're my teammates. Like, we failed as a team. Another reason why is because for me, I personally see myself fluctuating in my skill and ability. One day I might be doing really well in my video game, but the next day I'm playing like absolute dog shit and I completely miss an entire clip on a guy that was like right in front of me. And so for me to sit and say, "Oh, I'm 39 prep, blah blah blah," like it doesn't matter because depending on how you feel during that day when you play and what kind of lobbies you're being put into, there's so many different variables that it doesn't matter at that point. What matters is how do you learn from those mistakes that you make when you're having those bad days? How do you learn to keep the vibes up and how do you learn to keep just moving on? I try to do this in real life too because I just don't see a reason to have an ego. I feel like it's rude. People will, for me, over the past couple of years of my life, I've been trying to build up my reputation. For me to show ego would be like the complete opposite of who I am personally. And so I really try to keep it down. And I've been working on harnessing the ability to keep it down. That way I can learn more. Because I'm in academia and because I'm going to college and I'll be going to get a master's now, I need to make sure I keep my ego down because otherwise I'm going to look stupid in front of a bunch of people who do know what they're doing. They're not going to want to pick me for the job because they don't want some arrogant asshole. And for me, I don't want to look stupid in front of them. You know, if I don't know something, and I'm going to ask people who do know about said subject. That way I can learn from them. And not only that, but it inadvertently helps me make connections with people and create a source of communication with them. Think about your teachers in school. If you have a teacher that you really like and respect, it might be because they're always willing to help you. They're not going to just sit there and be like, "Oh, blah blah blah." You have shown a vulnerability of yours, saying, "Hey, teach, I don't know what this is. Can you help me?" And they go out of their way and they help you. Now, I understand not all teachers are nice and kind like that. There are some teachers who genuinely are distracted by other things in their life, and teaching isn't their priority at that moment. And personally, that can be a very detrimental thing to people's education. But for those professors and teachers who do have everything under wraps personally and can make the effort to properly help their students, I think it's great that, when a student comes to them with a question, they feel like, okay, I know now who's able to, where we are understanding wise in the subject. I think I know how to put this student on the right path. And for the student, it's so great because they have asked the question and they're going to get their answer. I used to use this trick all the time. Or there is a trick that I use on, quizzes and exams and tests. If I'm not too clear on a certain instruction that was given to me in like a prompt, I'll just ask the teacher because most likely they're the ones that created that test or quiz and they will want to guide you in the right path to solve it because they're not going to be like, "Oh, no, you do it this way," and it's the complete opposite of what they expect because it's going to be harder for them to grade it on the key. So for me personally, a skill I like to use is just communication. I put down my ego. I say, "Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Can you, professor, please elaborate on this question? What do you mean by this, this, and this?" And then they clarify. And then by then, I can understand it. Or if I don't, I ask another question that furthers, to them that I don't understand what you're asking of me. So for me, working on my ego and putting it down is something I always try to work on, both in video game world, land, and real life. And personally, when I am being a assistant to other students who've taken previous courses that I've taken, I try to help them realize that they should do the same thing. They should work on asking the questions if they really don't know what's going on. And I almost say it every single time to them when I'm kind of teaching, if you will. Like, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. You're paying me to just, I'm being paid for this. Like, I would love to help you guys. And I feel like that in some ways does help a couple students come and ask questions. And I've had students that do come and ask questions because of it. So for all of you who are out there in the academic world, whether it's high school, college, graduate studies, or learning anything on the internet, because you can do that, keep in mind that it's always great to ask questions and to show your vulnerability to those who know the subject, because more likely than not, they want to teach you how to do it. They want to show you because they want to be able to connect with people like you who are interested in the subject. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end it there. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you later. Peace.